Shalom Akim, your brother Ratazala from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakokotash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, the true teachers of the nation of Israel, and Brakadam to the holy elect, around the four winds waiting to be delivered, man. Just a quick upload on these plantation Christianity groups out here, man. These modern day so-called Christian groups that are just, full of lies and deceit, man. And really they ain't nothing but harlot houses, full of mysticism and ideology, man, and witchcraft, man. Because this whole plantation Christianity was spawned by the so-called white man, and he ain't dealing with nothing but the left-hand side, man. He deals with Satan, man, and that spirit of Satanism. So anything that he deals with and endorses is gonna have that spirit of wickedness in it, man. And people doing innate wicked things to get ahead in life, man. Because that's what you have to do in this society if you want to get ahead, so-called, in society. You have to, sell your soul basically and do, violent, wicked acts. And that goes hand in hand with these damn churches today, these modern day harlot houses, these groves that are the majority of our people are flocking to, man. It's talking about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and just just come of recent in the news. I've been looking for the article, but it's not out there yet. But one current so-called Christian organization for the young youths called SPAC Nation, man. For basically all these young offenders and adolescents that are so-called, not so-called, but are basically niggers, a bunch of niggers that are doing wickedness, and they come out of the, the prison system and all that, and want to change their, find an alternative life, and they join this SPAC Nation so-called church, and they're all about, basically their doctrine is just like any other church. It's all about prosperity doctrine, and they're saying that basically you can have an alternative life, push fancy whips and cars, Lambos and all these things, wear Louboutin shoes and all that, and all you have to do is bow down on your knees and pray to the Most High, and He's with it, man. But these niggas out here, they're lost in the source, man, because that's not the Lord's not dealing with that, man. He's not looking for people that want to, make it in this society, man. The Lord said He's looking for the meek, that the meek shall inherit the earth and the poor. That's who the Lord's dealing with. So these niggas got the wrong mindset, and you got the head of this church here, at the bottom here, and this nigga here, Pastor Toby Adi Yogboyega, the founder of that church, and he just looks off anyway, man, with that suit and tie, cooning, because that's what the majority of these charlatans and these false pastors are doing. They're straight coons for the so-called white man, and they're leading the flock astray, basically, man. Well, that's not, the Lord's not dealing with this flock anyway, because 2/3 of you niggas, Latinos and Native Americans, you ain't gonna make it no how, man, because you're lost in the source. But anyways, it's come up apparently in the news that a rape charge or rape incidents happen, in one of either this pastor or another pastor's house, because basically he has these young offenders and shit living with them in their houses and shit, like in groups, and basically someone's getting done for rape, and that happening at one of them pastors' houses, man, because obviously that's what they're about. Well, it's the same guy here in this picture here, because they have to do wickedness in order to get, gains in the society, supposing that gain is godliness with that prosperity doctrine, BS, man. The Lord ain't dealing with it, man. And as I said, these are nothing but harlot houses, man. And the Lord's going to do away with this Christian plantation Christianity madness very soon, man. That's why the apostles are always getting on James White, the Edomite, all these other clowns out there, Vocab Malone, and the rest of these Christian theologian knuckleheads out there that can't see sense, basically, man, and that the Lord ain't dealing with them, man, and they ain't men of the Lord, But anyway, I'm just gonna read quick scriptures and close out. But yeah, apparently the church got raided, I think either last night or today. Some other bitch that got arrested. So the church got raided, and then this other situation popped up about allegations of a rape in the pastor's house, because those pastors ain't nothing but warlocks and witches anyway, man. They're deviants of Satan, man, and they're doing the bidding of the so-called white man. says Exodus 23:2 says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil." So all these niggas out here flocking to these mega churches and all that, you niggas are out of your mind, man. And you're partaking in wickedness and evil, man. And the Lord's gonna put you niggas to death very soon, man. He's gonna start judging more and more of these damn churches, these harlot houses, man. And they're charlatan priests, man. Preachers, so to speak. It says, "Neither shall they thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment." So, you know, those mega churches is nothing but wickedness going on in there, man. You know, the pastor's always doing some kind of wicked act, or either doing some homosexual acts, you know, with his choir boys, or, you know, some adultery act or something like that. And now they're pushing, now they're getting caught for rape and all these things in the churches, raping young offenders and all this shit. But that's because the Lord ain't dealing with that, man. The Lord ain't dealing with these churches, so-called modern day churches. That's just madness, man. The scripture says that the Lord dwelleth in temples not made with man's hands. You niggas ain't found that out yet, man. You niggas can't put 2 and 2 together. It says, Jeremiah 5:7, it says, "How shall I pardon thee for this?" It says, "Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no powers." Because all these churches and groves that you niggas flock to every Sunday, which is nothing but sun worship, going back to Constantine the Great, during the Nicene Council and all that, when they put paganism and try to mix it with the scriptures, that's nothing but sun worship, man. It says when, and even at the time of Constantinople, when that was the capital of the, you know, the Holy Roman Empire, it was said that, you know, they had Constantine had all kinds of idols and graven images in Constantinople. He had obelixes, which they call monuments today, and all that stuff. You know, the Egyptian obelixes and all these different idols and stuff all around, you know, the whole city, man. Why? Because it was into idol worship. It was into paganism, which is nothing but heathenistic worship, basically, heathen acts, you know, including sodomy and all the other, and witchcraft and seances and all this other shit that they're doing, man. And they're following that same traits today. That's why these Roman Catholic churches, going down to you Christian denomination churches, are always getting caught out for some sort of foul, wicked acts, man. Sodomy, all kinds of shit, paedophilia, all that, man, because it all goes back to witchcraft and idolism, you know, with graven images. It says you're worshipping false gods, man. They can't speak nor hear, you know, or nor move. It says this wood and stone. It says, "When I'd fed them to the full," it says they then committed adultery, spiritual adultery, worshipping different idols and that. It says, "And assembled themselves by troops and mega churches in the harlot houses," which you call today which you call today churches, man. Those are nothing but harlot houses, man. And you think it's assemble them by troops. But I mean, you send them by armies, man. The mega churches are full of niggas in there, man. And the majority of the time it's full of women, man, because you niggas flock after the women, man. You know, niggas bow down and follow what the woman wants because they want to get that thing, that stank box between their legs, man. You know. So that's why the majority of these so-called mega churches are full of women, man, because there's nothing but wickedness that's going on in there, committing adultery, all of that. So the Lord's gonna do away with these churches. That's why niggas are getting exposed, because the week last, there was that SPAC Nation church, whatever, was put on the BBC. You know, it was a new and upcoming church, whatever the fuck it was, you know, new on the scene. It's giving them praise and all that. And then look, a week later, they're getting exposed for some wickedness, man. But that's the Lord, man. Because the Lord ain't dealing with them harlot houses, man. He ain't dealing with them fake churches, man. The Lord's only dealing with the men that are signing and crying for the abominations in the midst thereof. That's the real men, from the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone on down, man. You know, that's out there on the highways and byways pushing this word, man. Ain't dealing with no niggas in suits and ties, man. Cooning, man, for the so-called white man, you know, avoiding taxes, the 501c3 charter churches and all that. Lord ain't dealing with that, man. This is 1 Timothy 6:5. It says pervert. I'll start from Slovakia. It says, I'll start from 1. It says, "Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor." And it's talking about the apostles and the elders, man, the presbytery, man. They're worthy of double honors, that the name of the Most High and his doctrine be not blasphemed. Because there's only one truth, one faith, and one doctrine, man. You know. which is, you know, the world's not known to right now. They're all mixed up in different kind of philosophies and wine, drunk off that wine, man. You know, that Babylon juice. It says, and they that have believing masters, let them not despise them. It says, because they are brethren. It says, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. It says, these things teach and exhort. So it's all give double honours to apostles and elders, man. You know, our leaders that the Lord set up. It says, if any man teach otherwise and consent not to the wholesome words, even the words of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and to do the doctrine which is according to godliness. It says he is proud. That's these churches, man. They're proud, man. You know, and they're in it for their pockets, man. They're in it for wicked gains, man. You know, malicious acts and all that. It says he is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, and evil surmisings. It says perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. And all these churches, man, going back to the Roman Catholic, that's the head of all these damn baby churches. That's the head, that Roman Catholic shit, man. It's nothing but perverse, man. And it's got nothing to do with the Heavenly Father and His Son. It says perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. And it says, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. All that prosperity, having an alternative life, pushing Lambos and Maybachs, thinking that the Lord's with that. The Lord ain't with that shit, man. Why does the scriptures talk about being content there with food and raiment, man? You know, if the Lord's dealing with, you know, all the above, all that hip hop lifestyle basically, and thinking that the Most High is with it. The Lord ain't with that lifestyle, man. So the fashion of this world passeth away, so they'll be passed away with missiles, man, nuclear fire, man. That's how the Lord's gonna, you know, plague this place, man, in these last days. So the Lord ain't with that lifestyle. And the Lord said to lay up your treasures in heaven, not on earth, man. You know, seek ye the Most High first, and all these things shall be added unto you. Talking about the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, not on this side. This ain't our rest. You know, but you know, you got niggas out there that can't wait, man. They want that consolation prize, man, and they'll do anything to get it. But then they're gonna get exposed for being wicked, man, and charlatans and false brethren. You know, it says, from such withdraw thyself. It says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. So the Lord ain't dealing with these mega churches and all that, man. All these SPAC nation, whatever nation you niggas are talking about, you churches out there, the Lord's not dealing with you, man. The more and more of these false churches are going to be getting exposed in these last days. I don't know what Satan's doing there. Satan's messing around with the app. But Salakia anyway, I'm going to close out. I'll give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shai. Until the you know, Brakadam to the elect. Until next time, I say Shalom.